Well, thanks guys. If you are ready to live off of the grid, this might just be the perfect vehicle for you to do that in. Look at the size of this truck. Wow, I am excited. This is the 2020 Toyota Sequoia TRD. This is everything you need to know about it before you go test drive it. And I have to tell you, if I had to survive out in the woods with just me and the 5 dogs, this is the SUV that I would want. Now, we all know that the Sequoia is a big tree, like a redwood tree, and this is a big truck, and it's so aptly named. Now, some of these upgrades on the TRD Pro are just to make the vehicle look mean and ferocious. There's a very complex grille. No mistake, it's a Toyota. In fact, that badge is almost as long as my arm. The TRD Pro gets its own bumper, and that bumper is home to the rigid LED fog lights. A monochromatic paint theme throughout. Mine is midnight black metallic, which I think is the best color for this SUV. Some blacked out Toyota and TRD Pro badging. And here's the cool thing about this. The reason I like a black truck is because the badging is somewhat hidden on the vehicle. Now that blacked out theme continues with 18-inch BBS forged aluminum wheels with a red TRD logo in the center, a TRD roof rack, and TRD running boards. That completes the look. The TRD Pro gets some upgrades that make this SUV fun and functional. If you have to make your way across unpaved roads, overland, or perhaps you live in the Detroit area, which by the way has some of the worst roads in the country, the Fox shocks will save you a visit to the chiropractor. This vehicle also has an upgraded suspension system and a skid plate, just in case you have an unscheduled meeting with a large rock. Now, Toyota actually tried to trick me when I tried to open the hood of this vehicle, which I have to say is very unlike Toyota, because they're always pretty much of an open book. The hood actually opens below the grille here, and when it comes up, the entire grille goes with it. It reminds me very much of a big rig. Now, a freeway on-ramp is the best place to test this vehicle. I love that V8 engine. Boy, that's 60 miles an hour. There is an optional TRD exhaust, and starting up this beast sounds like this. I don't think I should have been so close. I'm going to be tasting that exhaust even when I have my tea. Now, by the way, Toyota is the only company to do this. You can drop the rear window, which is great for things like cameramen or perhaps dogs if you have them in the back of the vehicle. You can operate it from a switch which is on the inside of the vehicle, but you can also operate it from this switch which is on the back here at the cladding. Just push it down, hold it, and the back window comes down. The power liftgate can be operated from a switch here on the key fob, or also you can go inside and hit a button. And then to close it, there is a very handy button on the inside here down low, which you can use to close it, instead of, for short people like me, having to reach up and actually find the button that's high up on the liftgate. Yeah, I'm short. The third row seats are powered up and down by some simple buttons on the back at the inside. I was dreading having to climb into the back of this vehicle to actually drop them manually, so I have to say thank you for that, Toyota. Now, Toyota tell us that this has over 40 inches of rear legroom, which is about the same as a VW Atlas Cross Sport, which is a 2-row. And don't forget that this Sequoia is a 3-row. Sliding rear seats, climate control buttons, a 12-volt power outlet, pop-out cup holders, some of the nice things it has in the back. And third-row access can be done by a child over the age of 8 years old. I think I fall into that category, at least physically. All you do is tilt up the handle and the seats tilt and slide forward. Now here in the third row, it has 35 inches of legroom. That's 3 more inches than you'll find on an Alaska Airlines or a Southwest Airlines coach seat. My parents used to relegate the bad child to the third row, and as you can imagine, I spend a lot of time in the back row of many cars. Car companies often forget about those sitting in the third row, but not Toyota. In fact, this has seats that recline from a button, cup holders, a secret storage compartment, and even a fold-down button so you can put the seats flat from the second row. But before you do that, make sure you've taken your kids out of the third row. Very much of what you'd expect on the inside. Double glove box, lots of storage space, and even a covered phone storage area, and a place to hang file folders. Do you need file folders when you're living off the grid? Now, Toyota say I should be getting about 17 miles a gallon on the highway out of this vehicle. I can tell you I've been on the highway quite a bit, but I'm also getting nowhere near 17 miles a gallon. That could be to do with the fact that I've been doing a lot of 0 to 60 mile an hour tests. Yeah, it's something boys like to do. This vehicle, however sturdy and however great it's going to be at resale, it's also going to consume a lot of fuel, and you need to know that going in. The Sequoia is based on the Toyota Tundra, and the Tundra has one of the best resale values of any vehicle in North America, and I'm expecting the Sequoia to do really well as well, because this is one of the best Sequoias they've ever made. I'm Nik Miles.